Now, maybe the players have a different opinion than what I have, but I am not that excited about Frank Vogel being my head coach. Now, I think they did do something interesting, adding Jason Kidd onto the staff for a couple of reasons. Say this whole thing goes south, you already have a built-in replacement. Jason Kidd is going to add a perspective that I think Frank Vogel cannot add. I think he's also going to give some experience that Frank Vogel does not have. So maybe they could be a good 1-2 punch. I don't know. What I do know is that I was not expecting that the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers to be Frank Vogel. So I want to get all the Lakers fans in the chat room. How do you feel about Frank Vogel being the next coach of the LA Lakers? I really want to get you guys' opinion on this because this is your new head coach. And you got Jason Kidd, like I said, as an assistant. This is a comment by Raider Kev. This may only be by the way I see things, but if Boogie Cousins come back, it may blow to Golden State if they try to feed him the offense, the ball. He could throw off their rhythm enough for Portland to make a run. You got a good point. And even when Boogie was playing, it was out of sync. It was. So that could go a negative way. The hire of Jason Kidd as assistant will slide right into if Vogel fails. That's what I'm saying too. I think that was a hire for two reasons. Like I just said, Jason Kidd, if Vogel was to get fired, Jason Kidd could slide right in. Also, I think Jay Kidd is going to provide a different perspective. If Vogel teaches defense, and I'm fine with it, said, on behalf of all full-blooded Lakers fans, we demand a recount, says Big Mo. Yeah, man, that one caught me by surprise. I had to do a double take, looking at my phone to try to see if that was true or false. But to Sid Galloway's point, maybe he will bring a defensive mind and a defensive perspective that they do not have. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you know he's going to get roasted the minute that he loses 3 games or something. Another head coaching job, the Cavaliers hire Beeline from Michigan, agreed to a 5-year deal. Now, that one also caught me by surprise because I was not expecting Beeline to get that job. Again, I was thinking of along the lines of Juwan Howard, along the lines of maybe Tyloo wouldn't come back. That wouldn't happen. But somebody else. But they chose John Beeline. He had a very successful career at Michigan. They went to the championship game. 2-time NCAA Regional Final Four. His overall record, let me go to that real quick. His overall record with Michigan, 278 and 150. Was the runner-up in 2017-18. So I didn't know John Beeline was in the running for head coaching jobs in the NBA. But hey, in response to, I think Cool Sale was on the line, frequent listener of X Squad, 2 Live Stews. He was commenting on Chief's show that these coaches are going out for the money. And I get that. They're going off for that. They want to capitalize their opportunities just like we want to capitalize opportunities at our job. It's the same thing. If they get opportunity to jump to the NBA, make more money, make a bigger impact, maybe have a job after they're done coaching as a GM or something, hey, I mean, do it. When Kyrie and Butler or Leonard come to LA, they will be fine no matter who coaches. Now, did you say Kyrie and Jimmy Butler? Am I reading that correctly? I don't know if any of those three will come because, number one, I don't know if Kyrie even know where he's going. Jimmy Butler's getting so much love in Philly, maybe he may come back. And Kawhi, Toronto's going to do whatever it takes to keep Kawhi. And they're going to the Eastern Conference Finals at that. So, the greatest says, Golden State will not be in the finals. Sorry, sir. Woo! That is very bold words right there. That is very bold words right there. My pop says, keep praying, the greatest. Big Mo said, that's cool, said, but if it shouldn't never gotten to that point with this franchise. Big Mo, you're right. They're running a clown circus right there and have to start to get the train back on track. You're right. It has been a complete circus, even with this coaching situation. We all knew Luke Walton was going to get fired. We were thinking about the replacement. Ty Lue says he didn't really talk to the Lakers. They bring in Ty Lue for an interview. The stories out there saying they're so impressed with Ty Lue, but then it comes to the point to pay Ty Lue. They didn't agree to a contract. So then you have Monty Williams. Monty Williams ended up going to the Suns. You got Juwan Howard out there, which stories are saying that they were highly excited about Juwan Howard, or they were interested at least. Frank Vogel comes out of the woodworks for me. But hey, if he's going to teach defense, if he can bring this team to the next level, then it doesn't matter what I say or what anybody else says. And J. Kidd will add some value. A-Trap says, sign me up for some no Golden State. Yeah, good luck, y'all. Good luck. I'm a big fan of Dame. But these two teams, they do not match. Now, without KD, Boogie hasn't really been that much of a factor. But without KD, I will say Portland does have a chance. And I'm not going to put anything beyond Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, but I'm leaning heavily towards the Warriors and the Bucks being in the finals. So that's the NBA coaching news. The Mavs are investigating further into this Porzingis situation. That was a story that was coming out. I don't know what he did or did not do, and I'm not going to go deep into what he did or did not do. But I do know if Porzingis is not on this team by the time the season starts, and if for some reason they don't sign him to an extension, this has got to be the worst trade known to man. Because you gave up a lot for Porzingis. You gave up a lot for him, and if you're not able to keep him, you didn't get anything. You didn't get anything for Porzingis if that's the case. Or I'm saying you didn't get anything for the guys and the picks you traded for him. So I'll keep you guys posted on this story. Warriors will win 4-2, says Courtney. I have a conspiracy theory on Vogel. And yeah, I want to hear that too, A-Trap. I don't have a call-in line because I'm doing this at the JOB. But if it's not too in-depth, you could type a paragraph or something in the chat room there if you got a minute. So we will see what happens when it comes to the Porzingis situation. But if for some reason he's not in the Mavs uniform long term, that's the worst trade known to man. All right, so we got game 1 tomorrow for Warriors and Blazers. Game 1 of the Bucks and the Raptors on Wednesday. Let's get into some boxing news from this weekend. Jarrett Hurd suffers his first loss. If you're not familiar with Jarrett Hurd, he was the super welterweight title holder. He loses to Julian Williams. So Jarrett Hurd is now 23-1. Breaking news from yesterday, Manny Pacquiao announces that he is going to fight Keith one-time Thurman. I'm very interested to see if this is Pacquiao's last fight. If this is his last hurrah. If this is the last time we will see Pacquiao in some trunks, except some trunks that he's just wearing around the house, I think this may be the last one. And I don't know if he can beat Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is younger. Manny Pacquiao's been doing this for a good minute. I think experience-wise, you can give I think with Pacquiao, he'll have the experience, but I think Keith Thurman may have the youth. There's a story, we're going to read this headline, Pacquiao versus Thurman, why it would be Pac-Man's greatest win or hard to watch defeat. And that is really 100% the way it could go. It could be one of his biggest wins ever, or this could be the end of the road, and we are watching him lay on the canvas. And I don't know which one it's going to be. So A-Trap says, old Uncle Phil Jackson is pulping the strings for the Lakers like the Wizard of Oz. Remember, he wanted to hire Frank for the New York job. Good point. Phil Jackson is in the mix, which is very interesting because he has not been in the mix for a basketball team since the Knicks. Speaking of boxing, what do you think of Pacquiao versus Thurman? I like the matchup. May not be his plan. Keith is going to take him out. Yeah, I think it's going to be... I think it's definitely going to be a great fight or a horrible fight. It's going to go one of those two ways. It's going to go one of those two ways. But I think this is Pacquiao's last hurrah, no matter what, in my opinion. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that fight. But I do think, like I just said, it's going to be the end of the road. So in other boxing news that we have from the weekend, rest in peace to Harold Letterman, Hall of Fame boxing judge and broadcaster. He dies at 79 after a long battle with cancer. So rest in peace to him. Cancer sucks, period, man. That is the way it takes over your body and ends your life in a lot of situations is very sad. So rest in peace to him. And back to the Phil Jackson thing, it is interesting that he is being involved in. He's putting his stamp on names. That is very interesting. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the weekend wrap-up show hosted by Ben, myself, Ben, a.k.a. BS3. All the background listeners, thank you guys for tuning in. You will get some extra minutes today. Started lunch late, so I'm going to give you guys a couple extra minutes of the show. Coming up next on the network, DJ Knox coming on at 3:30 Central. And then later on tonight, Midnight Love Jones with the none other than the greatest. So make sure to tune into that later. All right, so Major League Baseball news I want to get into. The Giants are fielding offers for their veterans. And when I say veterans, one of these names, Madison Bumgarner, which looks like the Giants are ready to blow it up. Looks like they're ready to blow it up, burn it to the ground, and rebuild. That's what it's looking like with them. If they're willing to trade Madison Bumgarner, one of the best pitchers in the game. So very interesting situation there. UFC. If you didn't watch UFC 237, which I didn't watch it either, but I did look at the highlights. And Jessica Andrade, with one of the most impressive slams of a human being that I've ever seen. She slammed her to the